Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of NFL Weekly Review. Sorry for not being around last week. Folks had stuff to do, and also, like the whole election thing is still going on somehow. But that's a whole another story for another day. So we're going to go live in another place of delusion, depending on who you root for in the NFL. Because there's a lot of stuff going on. I know where I'm at. I'm at peace, but we'll get to my guys in a little bit. Some of you guys are not at peace. Some of you people that root for teams, you might want to start, using the Google machine, get familiar with YouTube, Google some names, go bother Justin, ask him people to look at. He got a list that I can guarantee you for sure. But you got to come to terms with it. That's the first thing. The first thing is admitting it. The second thing is accepting it.
Are you talking about me? Because you said you people, and then you said Justin's name specifically about looking for stuff.
No.
So that leaves me.
Sir.
I know what you're doing. It's okay.
Sir, let it go. This has nothing to do with you. If anything, I need y'all to continue to win. Don't mess up my life. Bear down.
Oh, Lord.
Let's go, Nick Foles. I need that type of stuff to happen. Where do you guys want to start? As always, we'll go across games for our respective teams. Mine's going to be extremely short. We ain't spending that much time on that. And then, Justin, Rob, where you guys want to start at, man? Y'all get to choose.
I was going to say mine's going to be short, too. I already know what I'm going to say. I still got an attitude from 3 weeks ago.
You said you still
got what, matter of fact, we can start with mine. If you don't mind. We can start with the Bears. Justin, you okay with that? Justin's mic is down again. Down for the count.
You still can hear me?
Nah, you good.
Okay, we're good now.
His headphones running.
Gotcha. Okay. So we'll start. Bears, Titans. It's a terrible game. Terrible. Offensively, the Bears have zero identity. They just out there running around. I promise you, they out there playing pickup football. I don't understand what's going on. I don't see a game plan. I know we can't run the ball because the line is terrible, but then we throwing the ball 52 times with Nick Foles. Okay, so we can't keep blaming defense and keep expecting the defense to just win all these games for us. The defense is keeping you in the game. They've been doing their job all year long. Yes, I will say, because I actually heard I want to say Lance Briggs earlier this weekend or on Sunday night. He was talking about how there are some plays that the defense are leaving on the field as far as, there's a couple picks that should have been had. One of those could have been the pick six if you catch that ball. There's a couple fumble recoveries that we didn't jump on. Who knows? You grab those that could change the entire game. But at the same time, they're getting the stops, and we're not putting up points. That's a problem. That's a problem that we can't run the ball. I get that we had a bunch of guys out, offensive linemen, everything was reshuffled, but the line was bad before that. So that's not even nothing I want to hear about. Our receivers are probably just the one positive that we have on the offensive side of the ball, but running backs were not really good right now. Line were not good right now. Quarterback play were not good. Dude, it's a terrible show to even watch. I really wish they stopped televising our games. They just put them on the radio. I'd be much better off just listening to the Bears game as opposed to watching it at this point. That's how bad it is, man. But, something's got to give. And if these guys don't figure it out, and I know we talked about it not last week, a couple weeks ago with Nagy and making adjustments and things of that nature, I still feel like he's not making those adjustments to his personnel. I know it's not what you want. I know this is not what you had on your Christmas wish list. But this is what you have in front of you. This is what you got to deal with. These adjustments have to be made according to these guys that you have. And I just don't see it. You can't keep trying to run David Montgomery in between the tackles when the offensive line is just that bad. Get them outside. You got your special teams guy, a.k.a. receiver, a.k.a. Cordero Patterson playing running back. Every time you run him outside, and he's picking up those yards. And so people thinking, oh, maybe he can be a running back. He's not a running back. He's just looking for the open holes. He's not a running back. He is a special teams guy. Period. Jesse, what up, man? He's a special teams guy. But he's playing running back, and he's better than what we have. And it is not because Montgomery is bad. It's because the scheme behind it doesn't fit. You cannot try to run between the tackles because it's not working with what you have. Stop. Just stop. And so what I've seen this week is put me over the top where I'm not even pissed off anymore. I'm just disappointed. You know, with anybody with kids, when your kids do something at a certain point in time in their life, when they get to a certain age, you don't even get mad no more. You get disappointed. You go, son, I'm just disappointed in you. That's how I feel with the Bears right now. I'm disappointed. I don't even really want to talk to them. I'm just disappointed in you. And you need to fix it. Figure it out. Don't come out your room until you do. But figure it out. I'm done with it, man. And shout out to the Titans because they did what they had to do. And I mean, we hailed Derrick Henry. Like he didn't have that Derrick Henry day. You know what I mean? Like we did what we had to do. We actually had a chance to get in the backfield and get a couple sacks. Like defense is fine. Offensively is terrible. It's so bad, man. Maybe I am still mad. I'm starting to get hot. Y'all go ahead, man. I think I'm done now.
Sure. I'm gonna say, when you send your team to their room, are you gonna send them with food first or not?
Hell no, you don't get dinner in this house.
All right. Yeah, I mean, look, man, the Titans. We saw what the Titans were last year. They have an identity. There's a way they have to do things to get their desired result. Like you said, kudos to them. They got it done. It's the best start through 8 games since 2008 for them. You know, I'm sure it's maddening for you watching all that talent on the defensive side of the ball, knowing that if just by chance the other side accidentally did stuff on purpose, like, you know, scored 20 points a game, you know, things, you know, the outlook's a little bit different. But, you know, hey, that's tough. But Jesse and Justin, any thoughts on the Bears Titans? I have none.
I think just you have a Super Bowl defense, but I don't really feel sorry for them because you brought those quarterbacks in. You know what I mean? They picked Trubisky, then they went and handpicked Foles. I mean, Foles is one of the highest paid backup quarterbacks in the league. So you made that decision. So and you have an offensive coach. So it's not like he's the defensive guy. The defense is doing it in spite of him. You know, he's runs that offense and got a good group of receivers and can't put up enough points to win. That falls on him.
Right.
It's funny because actually listening to Rob, it sounds like that, you know, when a kid does do something that you just, but kind of, you're not even mad, you're just fed up with, that you call your boy to tell him about it, and you start off with that. Let me tell you what this boy just done to me.
Right.
Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like the coaching staff is trying to make something happen, but they're not quite sure how to, like, the idea, but none of the parts seem to work. So it looked like Montgomery, looking at Allen Robinson, they have to be frustrated because both of them are really good players. It's just they're in a system that just doesn't work for them. Unfortunately, you're gonna have these games like Foles may have a great game next week, and everybody's gonna be like, "Great, see this is how it's supposed to be," but it's not gonna work that way. I mean, they can stick right back in now. He can move at least. So I don't know. It's frustrating because they do have that great defense behind that. And if you're a great defense, and if you're, you know, Max sitting there, keep looking at this offense trying on the field, that has to be frustrating. You know, 3 plays from now, I can be right back on the field.
Right. And I
think
think that's
hope,
probably
hope isn't a plan. You ever heard that saying? Like offensively, it feels like it's hope. Like when you're tossing the ball to your punt returner, you know what I mean, that kind of tells you where you stand offensively. You know, it's like, hey, Patterson, pitch it to him, and it's like a punt return. Hopefully he breaks something, and it just says a lot for a team that could be that good. I mean, they're winning, but those wins were so, like, every win had its own, like a movie. Like it's smoke and mirrors. It's all they got 5 wins or 6, whatever they got. It's 5. And
it's 5.
I don't think they deserved any of them. Like they could have went either way on all of them. You know, and that's just, I mean, and then you got Foles. It's a lot of garbage time yards, garbage time points.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's even worse when you're giving up points on offense. I mean, it puts you in a hole. It's tough. It's tough to overcome all that.
Yeah, and I think my biggest issue is this, that we're wasting, like I said, we're wasting this defense. This defense was built to win now. And you went out and got Khalil Mack, and you made all these moves. You got the rookie and Jalen Johnson, who's having a pretty good year so far. And you have all these pieces on defense, and you're just wasting them because the offense can't get it together. And we can't make adjustments, and we can't figure it out. So I hope they get it together, man. But I don't know. We were 5-1, 3 weeks ago? And when I told you I was riding the wave, well, it looks like the wave has been shut down and it's still waters right now. About to dry up real fast. We're gonna be 5 and you know what? That's okay. I need the Bears to just figure it out. We can move on now.
Hey, look, man, before we move on, what I do need them to do, I need at least 3 more accidental wins for personal reasons. I'll take 2. Just get to 7, whatever. I don't care whatever happens. Just for me personally, Rob, I need that. Like I said, let's go Bears. Give me 2 more accidental wins. I need 2 more opponent meltdowns. 2 more defensive. I need 2 more games where the defense shuts it out, doesn't let the offense come in and mess it up. Need 2 more of those. They got me halfway there. I need 2 more. 3 is great.
You might get it.
I just need 2. Come on, Rob. I need 2. So be optimistic, man. Let's go.
I'll put a call in.
I appreciate you. I need like 30 carries of Cordero Patterson or something. Whatever crazy thing needs to happen. I just need 2 wins. For personal reasons, give me 2 wins. Like beat the Vikings or something. Like do something again. Like please, I need that. All right, Justin, you wanna go to your team or nah?
Whatever. Yeah.
It's on you. We talk about mine getting mud stomped. It don't matter.
Whatever. I came in positive. I had a positive outlook coming in.
Okay.
Then I just heard that Andy Dalton was starting this week. Set me off a little bit. You know what? Like you said, the biggest thing is accepting where you are. Like I've accepted. Finally, like they have to accept. Like when you come into that Pittsburgh game with no expectations, and they competed, and Pittsburgh overlooked them a little. You know, they ran an offense. You know, starting to realize like they got some talent on the roster, but it's just they have to admit where they are. Like you're not a Super Bowl team, not even really a playoff contender. But with the right moves, and that Dak injury it's a big thing for them because they have to make a decision. You know, I mean that might be what makes up for all those bad contracts they have. You know, you got a lot of guys with bad contracts, but this injury and not paying him $40 million, and not only that, you have a top 5 pick. You know, you say you go take a Justin Fields or a quarterback, that opens up $40 million. You know, and that's where a lot of these teams that make runs, they have a young quarterback, and they're not paying them a lot of money. You know, that'll make up for your DeMarcus Lawrence being overpaid, your Ezekiel Elliott being overpaid, Jalen Smith being overpaid. You know, and then you got a couple of young players, Diggs and those type of guys. And now you split the carries a little more between Elliott and Pollard. You know, that gives you some energy, some excitement. Pollard makes some plays, you know. And then, I mean, you got some guys come back healthy on the O-line. And then Gallimore played good at D tackle. I mean, and of course they found a way to lose the game, but just that you have a future. You know, make some good decisions in the offseason. You know, sign some young players and develop some talent. And I mean, it's looking up. So just don't win too many games. You know, just finish the season off with a nice 2-3 wins and high draft pick and be smart with the money. That's what it is. They just live in a cycle of repeating bad contract after bad contract. Hey, we got to bring Dak back, so we got to restructure these guys. So now you're paying a guy for 11 years and he's gone. Like you just take this loss. You're not going anywhere. Stop trying to think bad things. Our division's so bad that we still think we can win it. You know, but if we can just accept that let the Eagles have the division. You know, let them be the best 7-win team in the league. You know, in the division, let them win the division with their 7 wins, and we take a top 5 pick and start the future.
Rob, Jesse.
I feel bad for him. Like it's one of those things. And I always want to talk about to Justin about this earlier, but he actually mentioned it. If you end up getting the top 5 or some reason be able to walk into the first draft pick, do you take a quarterback? is that something you have to do at that point? Is just straight up, okay, move on, free up the cap room, restart this thing. Wilson's day. He's 100% with it, and knowing Jerry, I can see him doing that, or I can see him going the other way too. But it's something that I honestly sit there and think like that. As much as Dak has done for the organization, himself and for people in the area and things of that nature, sometimes it does come down to that business move of saying, okay, we have these two quarterbacks out there that I can possibly get a true superstar at number one, or I can get Justin Fields, who can end up being that guy, end up being maybe a better version of Dak. So let's still be able to work the money properly. Get somebody else to do that for you. But that could be a decision that they got to make in the offseason.
Rob.
Well, to be honest with you, man, I really think just because of how bad that division is, Jerry wants them to win. He wants them to win that division. And you guys are going to fight, and you're going to fight your hearts out, and you're going to mess around and win that damn division. And guess what?
Picking 17. Yep.
Right. And you're going to be right back to square one.
Yep, that's the problem. Yep.
But my biggest thing is I want them to pay Dak, man. Like, that's my biggest thing. And just do right by that dude and pay that man. Like, Wilson, you don't want to pay him? Wilson, you don't want to pay him?
No, it's not about that. So, like, for me, the time to do right by him, it's past. It's gone.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? The time to do right by him would have been last year, the year before.
The year before.
Because now, like Justin said, you're at a place now where had you had to pay Dak, you'd be stuck with things that you had to do, right? Because you already did a bunch of things you didn't have to do. Give a bunch of people money that they ain't need to have. You ain't need to get it.
They didn't need it. It wasn't necessary.
But Dak, be it franchise tag a couple years in or what have you, he's going to have to pay him. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like it or not, he's going to pay him. So now, it kind of works out for both parties. You accidentally get a chance to fix one of the many, a myriad of mistakes you made in a rush paying a bunch of people who aren't exactly elite difference maker money, get a chance to get from under it. Even my whole thing is this, even if you don't get one of the quote unquote top tier quarterbacks in this class, just get you a guy. Your division is your division. I ain't even going to get all deep into that, right? But you having an opportunity, just get you a young boy, right? Fix the money problem. Fix it. You have an opportunity within 2 years. By the time the kid that you pick, by the time his contract comes up, you're going to know this is my guy or it ain't my guy, right? And if it ain't your guy, man, my books look good again. I can breathe. And then if somebody else got issues with a guy that's worth paying, I got $40 million to go give them. And if I don't, I'm also going to be in a position to go take some of my assets and go get me another young dude that could be my guy. But it's currently constructed. Man, it's bad.
That sounds a little bit too logical though.
Oh no, I didn't say that's what. No, hold on. Let me.
I saw Justin's face and I was like, okay, he thinking like I'm thinking. Yeah, that makes sense to us.
Totally.
No. Look, this is the Cowboys. That's a given. What I said was extremely logical and coming from a place of logic. We know they don't operate in that space.
And Jerry's back there going,
nope, can't do it.
Right. Magic Johnson.
The thing about it, the only reason it even has a possibility is because they've had the perfect storm. Like the injury, and like someone just told me today, I didn't just never assume that they would have a top 5 pick. And someone told me like, we got the 3rd pick. I'm like, 3rd pick. As much as Wilson be talking about Justin Fields, I'm like, we could get Justin Fields.
You can.
But the only way Jerry's making that move is if he's getting a name. Like he's not gonna put some random guy in there. It's got to be someone who people are like, oh, like a flashy move.
I'm gonna book it.
It's flashy enough.
I don't think it's gonna be Fields. I don't think it'll be Fields. If y'all end up with a top 3 pick, it won't be Fields.
Unless the BYU kid.
It's gonna be the BYU kid. It's gonna be the BYU kid.
But it's got to. I don't think that's flashy enough for him.
No. You got to think like Jerry. It's flashy enough for Jerry. We're not thinking enough for. We're thinking like normal people for Jerry. It's flashy enough for him to sell it.
Because I don't even know if I would want Dak to leave if we get that guy.
I'm sure you don't want that, but this isn't about what you want.
Like the issue isn't Dak. Dak's proven to be a top 10 quarterback in the league. The issue is, like you said, is Zeke, is Lawrence, is Jalen Smith, and the whole offensive line that's hurt all the time. Like, those guys are all the highest paid guys in their position. So you have to cut somewhere. You know, unfortunately, you're cutting at the most important position in the league. But we have $33 million for next year, and Dak's gonna get 40. So that don't even add up.
And that's not even counting whatever the draft class is.
Well, and having a full roster.
Like that's tough, man. All right, so the Niners played the Packers, or people that play the Niners jerseys played the Packers. Packers beat the people in the San Francisco jerseys 34-17. I refuse to say that. I don't know why that game was played. I still don't understand it. Like, the NFL was petty. Like, that's how you know somebody was offended deeply about a run that was made last year. Somebody was so offended because why would you play that game? The whole receiving core and the left tackle out because of COVID tracing. Yeah, you guys could play. Huh? Didn't we have the Titans game moved like as soon as it was less players involved in when their game moved? And that was just the San Fran side. Like, Green Bay had people. Then come to find out, Green Bay had a dude that played in the game that had COVID, and he got tested the day after.
Yeah.
Which, okay, you told Kendrick Bourne is the Niner that did not pass his test, and you said because of tracing, Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk were not allowed to play. Green Bay had a whole dude with COVID on the field. I don't understand. I also don't understand what, from a money standpoint, like, it's Thursday night. Don't nobody care. Nobody cares. Right. It's Thursday night. You weren't good. How much money were you going to really make? It's Thursday night. We've never liked these games as a whole. They're always bad. So you could have just moved that game later on. And then you had the nerve to still go build a game and plug it as an NFC Championship rematch. Who was there?
They tried it.
Oh, and then in the promo, you got Nick Mullins opposite Aaron Rodgers talking about the NFC Championship rematch. Bro, do you know how many people had to be missing? Like, you skipped 17 people on that team to get down to Nick Mullins. You can at least put Fred Warner's face up there, but you just had to go put a quarterback. What was y'all doing, dog? That was horrible. It was disgusting. And then I know, and this is the sad thing too. I know it's going to be the same thing going back this week. Because I think we go back in New Orleans, they're going to keep talking about last year about the shootout when none of the people that was in the shootout was there. Like, but I know if it was the other way around, if it was Green Bay that was missing the world, that would not have been billed as NFC Championship rematch.
No.
It would have been the Packers are playing without any of their players. San Francisco should win this game. But on Sunday, like, that's where we would be at. But now, man, like Justin said, I'm just out of place, man. I'm comfortable with it. Ready for the offseason. Got a chance to move on from some things. I saw a bunch of people talk about, weight with Jimmy and all this other crazy stuff. Dog, you can get dude makes at least 24 mil base, right? Just not great at math, all right? So look at this real quick for all the teams that got salary cap issues. You found out that you don't have your guy under center. You already gave him all his money. He'd been on 1+1s for 2 years. That's shout out to Parag Marathi and the Niners super cheap organization. Been on 1+1 deals for the last 2 years. They're in that portion of the contract. They can cut him and have $2 million of dead money. I'm sorry, between $2 and $4 million of dead money, and that's $20 million cap room. I don't care what football logic people are coming with. If that's not a bona fide starter or your guy, who the hell is not going? Who's going to turn down the opportunity to get $20 million cap space in a year when the cap goes down? Same thing happened with D4. You can cut him for little to nothing at dead money, or you can move him. They restructured his contract. Things happen like that. Weston Richburg, same thing for him. He'd been on the roster long enough. He ain't been on the field. So you got a chance, like Justin was talking about, it's a little bit similar situation, just not as bad. Because for San Francisco, for the most part, a lot of people have outs. Like, you can literally get out of it, where Dallas, you got to ride these things out. You can't really get out of some of these deals because, again, you pay non-elite people like elite people. And, yeah, just what's, again, not to be rude, but What's the difference between a rookie and what you're doing on offense where you're protecting older people and people that just aren't good under center? What's the difference? At least with a kid, I could be like, at least you just messing it up. You need some experience. Y'all grown. Like Nick, you are what you are. James, you are what you are. I'm good off this. We're good. Have a great life. Move on. I want a whole new quarterback room. All three. Get all three out. It doesn't work. It's trash. It's bad. It's horrible. Go ahead, Rob.
I know, I get it. I'm just agreeing with you. I understand the feeling of wanting the whole quarterback room. It's like you want to remodel at the crib when you start looking at the room. I got ideas for this.
No, not remodel. Demo the QB room.
Tear it down.
Look, demo the QB room. Let somebody else take that stuff and purchase new property. I'm on the new property. Let's get the new property. All right.
I hear you.
There's a couple things in the draft I'm cool with. Obviously, the big names guys. I know everybody loving Zach Wilson right now. Hopefully, what I do think is going to happen, Zach Wilson's going to do what not Zach Wilson.
You're just trying to hope that. You're just trying to hope that into existence.
No, I'm not. No.
Being there at 15.
No, I'm not. One, we're not winning again, so we're not picking at 15. Not worried about that. Nick Mullins will do his job. Let's go, Nick. He will find a way. Matter of fact, Jesse can tell you firsthand. Jesse.
God.
Jesse. You can attest to this. You can attest to this, literally. Y'all won a game how? Jesse, please, go on.
Sunday night game? Yeah.
Was it the last game?
No,
I'm talking about when y'all beat us earlier this year. How did that happen?
Oh, also off of some trash.
Oh, yeah. Who was under center?
For you guys, it was Nick Mullins.
Great. I have full confidence.
He threw the worst possible interception I think I've seen in years.
Which one are you talking about? You want to talk about the red zone one or the pick to the linebacker who's not covering anything? Okay, great.
That one. Where I looked and I kept trying to see where the receiver was.
Oh, he was behind the 3 white jerseys.
That's what it was.
That's what. So yes, with him there, I have full faith. It's going to be at least like 8th and 9th pick, whatever. I'm good. The other thing that's going to happen, just because this is how the NFL works, and hate to say it, and we've seen this play out numerous times. Quarterbacks that come out late, depending on what you look like, you look the part, you're going to rise up the draft boards a little bit higher than folks that don't look the part and outproduce you. So I hope that I'm wrong. I have Trevor going. I got Zach going right after him because the NFL is the NFL.
Yeah.
Justin will probably be third, and I think Trey going to fall just by victim of circumstance. So I'm comfortable with my new quarterback. Hopefully it's that. If not, Justin knows the other guy I love where I'm also okay with go get a pass rusher in the first round. Go give me Jamie Newman in the second round for no reason. Because, I mean, what's the difference between him and the other dude? At least he could throw the ball and move. We can figure out the accuracy stuff. Like, it ain't like it's that much harder to be more accurate than the other two that were there. Like, everybody open. You just be messing up. I don't be understanding. People be open. You be missing. Be double teams, and people be wide open looking at you and clapping and jumping up and down. And y'all can't paint by numbers. So, again, that's literally what the quarterback has to do in that situation. Paint by numbers. He shouts out of colors, either yellow or red. These guys are picking purple. I don't know how. That's what they do. That's what they do. Then you got an opportunity with the secondary and whatever. Like Rob, we was joking about DK and stuff like that. Yeah. Man, forget the rest of the league. Scheme for your division. You're not getting out that division anytime soon with normal, regular people at corner. There's a couple dudes, and we'll talk about this later on, that I love in the draft, and I know they kind of raw, and I just honestly don't care. I honestly don't care at all. My whole thing is you can have polished dudes. Does Devontae Adams care? You're going to get that work. You don't get all that. Nope, doesn't matter. Does Tyler Lockett care? You can catch them hands too. Christian Kirk, bye. He just waves at you on his way out. Christian Kirk does 3 things. You know the 3 things, and you really can't do somebody. Bye.
Right. It's a done deal already.
And Hop's like, I either could run by you or we're going to go downfield off 10 yards outs in increments. And I'm going to get open every time I run the out, no matter what leverage you have, because I'm DeAndre Hopkins. You're not. So I want things that make things go boom. I'm over the technique and some of that crap. Go get me people that hit things. DK's scary. That is some scary. I was mad and hurt the year he came out and he failed when he went to Seattle. I was like, shh. Like, perfect example. You know what I'm saying? Like last year with Arizona guy Isaiah Simmons, I kind of laughed. Like it didn't bother me like that. It was cute. They got DeAndre Hopkins. I was upset. It's like, no, I don't like that. With DK, shit, we have nothing to look at what he's doing to the league. They didn't build the corner for that yet. However, this draft has a bunch of corners, all different types and ranges that are going to just be floating around because a lot of them didn't play 3-4 years coming from small schools. So it's going to be fun. But on the next week, and again, like I said, I'm rooting for Nick Mullins every week. I don't want more than 4 wins. I need to stay right in that little place because we're competing with Justin and Jesse's division, and y'all will it's hard to outbeat y'all at that. It's really hard to out NFC East, the NFC East.
I just have one quick question.
Sure.
Who is Richie James and River Craycraft?
I got you. Richie
and Ross Dwelly. When I saw y'all had Rick James, I had to look at that twice.
All right, 2 of the 3 I can defend. All right. The Craycraft thing, I can't help you there. Don't know. Also, I think Loki, the tank is on.
With a name like that, he's got to be a football player or some type of athlete. He can't do nothing else.
Also, the other alternative was Kevin White. What you want people to do?
That's right. We talked about Kevin because Kevin was supposed to be playing this week.
He was on the sideline watching. He was dressed. He was on the sideline watching Craycraft. So what do you want people to do? Again, that game should have been played. You're asking for Kevin White. Trent Taylor with none of the stuff that allowed him to get open or get to the NFL. It's all gone. His body is done.
The moment that you said they built this game, I said, that's right. There were some names in that game I had questions about. Let me go back and look at this.
Richie James is somebody who hasn't gotten an opportunity to play the third wide receiver role. He should, like in the future, possibly, but he's a special teamer. And then Ross
Craycraft?
Yeah.
Craig did that.
I don't know. I don't care. All I know is he dropped the touchdown pass. I don't care.
Yes, he did.
That's all I remember. The one good throw Nick made, he dropped. Because Nick found him 5 times. Yeah. Great job. Yeah.
There's one thing I remember out of that game, and it reminded me of how old I am.
Uh-oh.
That things are happening now. I was talking to another friend of mine about this. That things are happening now that reminded me how old I am. Matter of fact, it was Richard James, and it was specifically him. And it was he made the touchdown was beautiful. The route was great. As soon as they showed this picture, I just kind of stopped. And my mind went, "What is going on with his hair?" That bothered me for about 20 minutes. So that's starting to happen more often with these generations and the dances and things like that. I'm realizing how old I'm getting, and the NFL's reminding me really fast.
Yeah, Ricky's a guy that can either be around or not be around. Dwelly's just a backup tight end. He's probably watch somebody throw him bread. Someone someone in some front office is going to be like, that was George Kittle's backup for 3 years. I'm sure something rubbed off. Mark my words. Somebody about to give this boy 3 years, 20 mil for no good reason.
Off the rip.
Just to bring the playbook.
Like, so when Kyle runs play action, where were you? Okay, cool. And what was George? What did the left tackle do? The fullback. But now I expect him back, all jokes aside. But someone's going to do something stupid like that. Why not? All right, so on to next week, because I know, Jesse, your mob had a bye. So nothing good or bad could happen for the Eagles because you guys had a bye, right? I think you guys had a bye?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all had a bye. Yeah. All right, so this week we got let's get to a couple before we get out of here, preview this next week's slate of games. It is week 10 of the NFL. Here we go. Colts Titans should be a fun one. We'll start with you, Jesse. Work our way around. After you, go to Justin and then Rob.
Should be interesting to see what the Titans are doing as far as they stick to trying to run the ball. The Colts are really good at that defense side of the ball, and the Colts is impressive. We said week in, week out, and they keep showing it. So it should be interesting to see if they decide that the Colts decide we're just going to stack the box, and which he's starting to show like he can do it. So I see the Titans winning the game because again, Phillip Rivers on the other side of the ball, and I'm sure he'll give it up at some point. But it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that little juxtaposition to see exactly what happens.
All right, Justin.
Pretty much the same as Jets on that one. Just like Titans play close games. Like no matter who they're playing, it's going to be a close game. But they find a way to win them, and I just don't trust Rivers. I mean, Colts have a really good defense, but Rivers is just. I mean, this might be the type of game where they hang around and he can make a play late, but he's just as likely to make a play late that's going to cost him the game too. So I'm gonna go with Titans.
Rob.
And we've seen that before too, Justin. So I definitely agree with you on Rivers, but I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Tennessee, like you said, man, they play close games, and I guess when you had that running attack that they have, I got more confidence in them than I do most teams when you play those close games because you can run that clock down and then kick a field goal, call it a day. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't really need Tannehill to do a whole lot. You need him to do the things he's supposed to do, which he's been doing. And I got to give him credit because I know a long time ago I was sitting at Tannehill going, "Ooh, that was a bad pick by Miami." But he's turned it around, man. Got his little money, got his little bread, and I guess he's got his confidence back. So I'm going to go with Tennessee on this.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you guys. One of the things the Titans do, unlike some teams in the league, even when they get down, they don't stop running the ball. And the thing with the Colts defense is really fast. They do a great job against the pass, the pass game, rushing the passer. Their linebackers are outstanding. I think this is kind of one of the things where like a strength meets a weakness to a degree. That defensive line, I think you can pound. I think you can run on them. I think you can run on them a lot, especially up the middle. And this is not being petty or nothing, just being honest with, I know what's over there. They got Buck, Sheldon Day, some other guys up front, but that's one of the deficiencies with that is you should be able to move them and run like literally up the gut all game long with no issues. And the other thing is, I know their linebackers, as good as they are and talented as they are, like the other thing is that running, Derrick Henry coming straight at you, that's still a whole nother thing. It's one thing to be like, yo, I got to go make the tackle. It's another thing to go make said tackle.
Right.
So I guess that's gonna be the fun part. And then the other thing is, if you can stop them, can Tannehill do enough in the air to like break, to hurt them, to break down that passing defense? So I don't know. And then with the Colts, like I'm with all y'all. Don't nobody trust Phillip, man. I don't know what y'all doing with that. I'm like, whatever. You're gonna win all these games and lose something because he's gonna do what he's been doing all year. So this is a waste of time. Mind my business. Just keep winning games. Good job, Colts. People's lives. And this is what we're talking about, just bad decisions with under center.
Yeah.
You might as well just kept Jacoby. But whatever. You wanted a name. And there's a reason Phillip hasn't won anything, but things you're not allowed to say for $500. He's a great quarterback. From one old guy to another, we got the Bucks and the Panthers. 6-3 Bucks. 3-6 Panthers. Rob, we'll start with you this time.
That 3-6. That's, I don't know, man. It's a weird 3-6 because I feel like they're better than that 3-6. They just can't figure it out, man, as far as getting that win. But I think they're gonna catch Tampa Bay off guard on this one, and they're gonna end up coming out with that victory. They had a good game against Kansas City this past weekend, and Teddy's starting to get more and more confidence behind under center, and I like what they're doing with him. And McCaffrey's back now. I'm gonna go with Carolina.
All right, Justin.
That's a tough one. I'm with Rob on that. Just the fact that the Bucks are one of them teams. They looked like the best team in the league one week, and one of the worst the next week. It's just such a weird team. But the Panthers, I mean, they've competed every week and probably should have won some games. Could have won a couple other games. But I think I would go with the Bucks just off the strength of they have more talent. To start to figure out how to use Antonio Brown and Evans. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to figure out how to use Evans, to be honest with you, this year. So I mean, I mean, it could turn with them. It could get ugly soon, just because you got too many mouths to feed. Because you're trying to load up like the old. I don't know, just trying to overload your roster. I think that's gonna catch up with them, but I think they'll pull it off this week.
All right, Justin.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one too. McCaffrey actually, I think he suffered an AC joint sprain, so that's something that especially being a running back, your shoulders are kind of one of the things you're leading with, and he's leading with that, and that could be an issue. So he actually may not even play this coming Sunday. And looking at the receivers for the Bucks, it's like they're still trying to figure things out. But this could be one of the games where they actually Brown starts to figure things, figure his role, and Davis figures his, Mike Evans figures where he sits in, and we'll see how Godwin's finger really is, and the way it was taped up and the way he was catching the ball. I mean, I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it. So I think this one, especially because Brady got embarrassed that last game. That looked bad. So I think the offense looks a little different this game, and they come out and they pull out a win.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. If CMC was playing, I'd be taking the Panthers. Not gonna lie to you, I would just openly take the Panthers, no issue. Like Justin said, that Bucks offense is atrocious. Even when it's working, it's not like it's not anything beautiful or to marvel at. It's just working. That's it.
I figure his number one target is Scotty Miller. They replaced him with Antonio Brown, so I mean, it probably explains some of the issues.
I mean, yeah, we'll see it, but the thing that again, like you brought up, that's concerning to me, it's not that hard to use Mike Evans. I don't know how they made it this difficult. They found a way to make it difficult. They legit found a way where you can't get the ball to the 6'5" wide receiver that runs clean routes. Don't know how.
It's ridiculous. Seriously? How you not using this dude, man? I have him on my I'm biased. I have him on my fantasy roster.
There it is.
He's getting no targets. What are we doing right now? How do you have Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, but you're throwing the ball to Scotty Miller? Man, somebody need to be slapped, man.
Scotty Miller probably the dude that's closest to him on the routes, right?
Probably.
And I went as far as to go and pick up Scotty Miller just because I'm like, okay, let me see what happens. In the 2 weeks I had him, he ain't do a damn thing. So I'm just like, man, throw Mike Evans the ball and stop playing, man. Just come on. And I forgot, let me just throw this in. I forgot that Christian McCaffrey was maybe out again this week. So that definitely does change things. Mike Davis, don't get me wrong, Mike Davis been running the rock. He's been toting that thing, man. And I salute that dude because we had him and we had an opportunity to keep him, but whatever. We could have used him, used the help, but without Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, I may have to swing toward the Bucks. It's just going to be tougher for them to pull off that win. So I'm going to change that pick real quick.
On to the Texans and Browns. I ain't got much in this one. I don't know what the Texans are doing from an organization standpoint. They found if you ever, sorry Texas fans, but whatever other team, whoever was for one of the other 29 teams or what have you, it could always be worse. You could be a Texans fan. You have generational talent under center, and y'all don't know what to do with it. You're just going to waste it. Y'all like the Timberwolves when they had KG. Had something really special, and it's when he gets a chance to go, he's out. Good job, guys.
You just
honestly, if I was the show, hey yo, I'm gonna pay attention to how JJ pulls this off. If JJ finesses his way out of this, I'm talking to JJ. What did you say? I'm next. I'm good off it. Y'all want? Hey, y'all want to hit reset for real? One of them teams they got like a top 10 pick was good. I heard they got rosters and play callers and stuff in this thing called coaches. I was like, how do you downgrade on everything by going to the NFL?
Crazy.
Everywhere.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, and it's insane. I truly believe they hate Watson. I truly believe they do because they kept all right, we got two really good receivers. One elite one, another really good one. Trade the elite one. Okay. All right. So we still got one that's really good. Can we trade him too? It's just they try everything they possibly can do to hamper this to a generational talent under center. They try everything, and it feels like a concerted effort. It feels like they're trying to do it. And at a certain point, it's like you said, does Watson one day just go, I'm just not showing up tomorrow? Like, you call to work, like you just don't go in. Like I did that when I was 16 years old. I worked at the mall. I did that. I went on a break and never went back. Like that's how I quit. So is he gonna do that one day? Like halftime, we're just never gonna see him again. Like
if I was him, not even trying to be funny, like all jokes aside, I would force my way out during this draft. I would try.
Yeah,
I would legit try because you got a couple teams that typically wouldn't be in that place. Force your way out. Go say whatever you got to say. Set the whole thing on fire. It's not hard. It's already burning. Just throw some more gas on it. Like it's already burning and get out of there. Like they follow. How do you fire your PR person when they've done a hell of a job, all things considered?
They have. Yeah. They really have.
And you fired her? How?
It's her fault.
She is a saint.
But it's her fault. You didn't know that? Why don't you trade this? You know what? You fired. Get out. I'm sorry. I thought I was here to clean up the problems.
It's so crazy. And unless somebody else had something there, I mean, oh wow, another fun one. The Lions and the Washington football team. You guys can have at it. I have nothing.
It's just funny every time I see it.
Thinking the same thing.
I just can't help but to laugh. Y'all saw me snickering early when Wilson was talking. I'm like, football team. He's just like, can we get that fixed, please, man? Like, seriously.
No, they don't deserve it right now. It needs to stay like that.
I'm going with the Lions and this, man. That's all. No explanation. I flipped the coin. Came up heads at Lions.
It's horrible, man.
I think Alex Smith's starting, so I'm gonna go with the Lions. And hope he don't get hurt.
And hope he don't get hurt. Right.
That's the thing. I can't. After you just watched Kyle Allen go down that way, like, and it made me physically sick. Like, okay, he went down like that. And then you watch Alex Smith kind of trotting it right behind that, knowing what he went through. It just felt. But I just keep thinking like Haskins got to be sitting back there looking like, you gonna need me now, aren't you?
No, like, if I was him, I'd be like,
right.
Give me to the end of the year, release me. All those character things. I'm just like that. Yep.
You need to go ahead and use some of that PTO.
She out here, you know what they floated out today was there's a quarterback on their practice squad. They were saying if Dwayne doesn't do the right things in practice, that dude could jump over Dwayne.
Wow.
Look, let me out of here.
Yeah.
Like I said, hey Dwayne, we're demoing the quarterback room. We want y'all to get right. Head out west. Got room for you, young fella.
Right.
Got room. Don't go to the Midwest. All the way out west.
Right.
To help Rob. Come all the way out west.
He was comfortable in the Midwest. I mean, he is an Ohio State kid. Just saying, down the street.
Don't you know those guys never pan out? Jags, Packers, 62. Jags are 1-7. Do y'all really have anything for this or no?
Packers.
No.
Okay, cool. Hey, this is a fun one.
Oh God.
Ooh, that's gonna be a barn burner, baby.
Let's go NFC East. We got the Eagles taking on the Giants. The Eagles have won 8 straight games against the Giants. We will start with our resident Eagle fan. Let's go, Jesse.
Okay, so we're gonna find a way in this game in the first 2 quarters for Carson to make me really angry and make me walk around block about 3 or 4 times and come back in the game for him to make an elite throw. And I'm going to be like, oh, we could probably win this. And then we probably won't. But you know what? No, I'm doing it. I'm picking my team. We're going to win this game. We're going to have 4 wins. At the end of the year, find some way to lose the division, but that's for another time. We're going to have this. I picked the Eagles in this one. It's one of those games where honestly, maybe the bye week does well. They go back in the room, they look at a few things. They're getting healthier again, so hopefully they come back and they play well.
Rob.
I'm gonna pick the Eagles in this one too. Although I don't really want to, because Carson he scares me, man. Like that dude is, I don't know, man. Like it's hard to really pick like with him there. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it because the Giants are just it's bad over there, man. It's bad. They pulled it off against Washington, but that team is also bad. So that's kind of don't really matter so much. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Eagles here.
All right, Justin, did you already go?
The Giants play hard. Like the Giants, that's a bad roster. They play really hard, man. They just not good enough to win. I mean, what happened to Carson also though is just it doesn't make any sense. Like he went from being talked about as one of the top 5-10 quarterbacks in the league to being in competition with Daniel Jones. Like you can honestly say you don't know what you're going to get from play to play from Carson, which is scary, especially because they already paid him. But I'm pretty sure the Eagles will find a way to win or Giants will find a way to lose, one of the two.
Yeah, I just need the Eagles to get to 4 wins. That's where I'm at in life. I need as many 4-win teams as possible. Seeing that y'all got a tiebreaker over us, that is great. Let's go Philadelphia. I don't care how ugly it looks. I also got faith that Daniel Jones will find a way to mess it up after they won last week, right?
Yep.
They can't possibly win 2 games in a row, I would hope. So, Jesse, a lot's riding on this. Don't let us come back here next week or the week after, and you guys lost to the Giants. It's going to be unbearable.
You won't see me. You won't see me. I will walk. I will leave. I will just leave the state of Connecticut. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
I think 6-9-1 will definitely get you the division.
Man, I think 4 wins might get y'all the division.
But that's the thing. We're gonna, and that could do it. Literally, like it could be a 5 win. It could be 5 wins. We're gonna go to the playoffs, win one stupid game, and get blown out the very next game. And it's going to raise my blood pressure. So I'm really hoping that we don't win Washington. Somebody step up. Dallas, do your thing. Like I can't sit there and do this for the offseason. Like I think
this is what you got to think about. You guys are getting healthy. Everybody else is getting worse. Y'all don't get to lead. Y'all might get to 6 wins, honestly. Everybody else is getting more and more hurt. Y'all just getting healthy. You're like, oh, let's go ahead and try to win this, guys. We just need 2.
What would be more Eagles like than getting hot down the stretch? Unbearably hot, right? Like unbearably hot. Like Carson starts, like as the receivers start coming back, everything gets heated. Brandon Graham's eating, everybody feeding off. Yes, go crazy. I want my draft spot. Whole division. I hope everybody wins. I don't care. I need Nick Mullins to lose to damn it, we beat the Giants. I need them to lose to Washington and to Dallas. Let's go, Nick Mullins. So that's 2 more wins. Make that division even more entertaining. Let's go. Bengals and Steelers. This should be some fun quarterback play. You got Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. And then you got, Ben and his full complement of weapons and a really good defense. So it should be fun because Joe, as we saw in college, that kid's just unbothered by whatever you do to him. He just doesn't really care. So if you don't knock him out the game, he's probably going to he's going to put some numbers up. They'll be around. They'll be interesting. But, the Steelers should be able to handle business, man. Because another thing, after last week when it clearly looked like they overlooked Dallas, you should have the Bengals. It is a division game too, right? So, yeah, you should have their full attention. So, Pittsburgh should take care of this, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Bengals just don't, they're definitely not going to roll over and die. They'll be annoying. But you guys take on this before we move on.
I got Pittsburgh in this one too. I don't think it's going to be as easy of a win as most people are probably looking at. But I'm looking at this and they're saying that the Steelers have won 9 straight versus Cincinnati. And Cincinnati's just not a good football team right now, but they're going to make it entertaining just because Joe Burrow was under center. So, but I think Steelers will go ahead and take this one.
All right, Justin or Jesse?
I think I thought, does Ben have COVID or something like that? I thought I heard.
Oh,
He
he's
was on
on
the
the list, actually. Yeah.
He's on the list. I don't think he tested positive or anything yet, but I know he was.
Okay, yeah. I know Burrow struggled against the Ravens. The Bengals look real bad against the Ravens. So I mean, this is one of those defenses that's pretty similar. Get a lot of pressure on him and kind of put him in some tight situations. So I mean, I think I'll go with the Steelers, but Bengals will hang around. The thing about Joe is he'll take a beating and keep playing. So.
And he's learning. Joe's learning a lot of. You can see it. I mean, the Cincinnati they gave him the playbook, and they're like, "Here, learn it. We're going to use all of this. So, we're not going to protect you at this point in the sense of like Tua's being protected. It's not going to be a situation like that where we're just shaving down the book. You're getting this whole thing, and he's unfazed. And I love the way he plays, but he's running into another defense that plays really well. And I think Pittsburgh got that little wake up call last week after they thought they're going to walk over Dallas. So it'll look a little different. So I think Pittsburgh still pulls it off.
Man, I'm so jealous. Gave a quarterback the whole playbook. Man, what's that like? Bills, Cardinals, Bills 7-2, Cards 5-3. It's gonna be fun, man. You got Josh Allen, you got Kyler. Stephon Diggs out here reminding everybody what happens when he's not playing with somebody who's limited. He's free and he's been acting like it all year long. He's been wide open. Josh Allen, even with his accuracy issues, somehow has had no issue finding Stephon Diggs. Crazy, right? Wow. It's like if you look for him, he's there. Wow. Just unbelievable. Who would have thunk it, right? Really good wide receiver, throw him the ball. It's wild. Like, I just don't understand it. It like really, I just can't explain how weird it is when you have an elite player and you find them over and over again as a young quarterback. It's almost like there's not a rule against it, Kirk Cousins, that you can throw to him as many times as he's open. Kyler got him a DeAndre Hopkins. Shout out to the Texans and their outstanding front office to start this year. And Kyler's big thing has been like, so y'all got me one of them, and I could throw to him as much as I want to, no matter what play we call. Okay. It's going to be fun. Like, this is going to be a fun game. For personal reasons, I hope the Cardinals win. But, I'm just going to watch it and enjoy it. Look, I'm all in on this. Y'all going to hear me every time I see one of them teams.
I already know.
I'm all in. I need to do this. Reboot me. I'm done with this. But, it should be a fun game. You got two aggressive defenses. The Cardinals, obviously, a little bit more so. Like, the Cardinals just don't care. They'll send whatever. They truly don't care about anyone's life or what you're supposed to do with people. They just don't care. I think it's going to be a shootout. But we'll start with you, Jesse, and work our way up.
No, I think it's going to be the same thing. I think it's going to be a shootout. And you know how bad Kirk Cousins is like when to Buffalo and you're like, Josh Allen, oh, thank God. All right. Like, it's just like if that's the guy you're really, that happy about, that says a lot about the quarterback you just left. But Kyler Murray's throwing passes and smiling half to it. So to me, it's like you start to realize what he can do. You start to realize what that offense can do. Christian Kirk woke up and all of a sudden became this crazy player that we all kind of thought he could have been. So it's one of those things that team is starting to, really take off. So I see the Cardinals winning this again, shootout. One of those, 30, in the 30s kind of games. But it's definitely, I'm looking forward to watching. It's gonna be fun.
Justin,
I've gone back and forth like 3 times already. Because it's a perfect letdown game for the Bills coming off that Seahawks win. But I feel like the Cardinals aren't there yet. Like, they're close. There's some stuff when I watching them I just don't like. I feel like they're too Kyler dependent. Like, I feel like sometimes there's not even a play call. Like, it's just just move around and find somebody. Like, it's just a little too much. So much like a lot of Mahomes stuff. Like, he's not at that level yet. And it's a lot of them, it's a lot for one guy, I think. And then the Bills, I never really want to put faith in Josh Allen, but I think their play caller is just doing a great job of putting him in situations to have success. And again, having Diggs, and I don't think Murray he could use Hopkins more. Like, I feel like they're not using Hopkins the way Watson was. It's a lot of screens, and I mean he's not that kind of receiver. Screens and deep balls, but he's more of a mid-level receiver. Let him work the middle and box out guys and use his hands, and they're not really doing that like they should. So I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Rob.
I think it's definitely going to be a fun matchup, kind of similar to what we saw last week with Arizona and Miami. Watching the two kids go back and forth at it, I had a lot of fun watching that game, man. But I think this one's going to be just as good, if not better. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, man. Like these guys, as we all know, the NFL is built now for offenses to thrive, and they want games like this. They want Kyler versus Josh. They want those big name or soon to be big name quarterbacks, and they want them to actually do what they're supposed to be doing, which is throwing that thing down the field, slinging the rock. With that being said, I'm gonna give the edge to Arizona. They're playing in Arizona. I like the Cardinals defense better than I like the Bills defense. I think it's gonna be a close one, high scoring, but Cardinals are gonna end up pulling this out. Go ahead, Kyler, and show them what you can do, brother. Russ 2.0.
Yep, and it's exactly why reset needs to be hit because got the third best quarterback in the division.
Yeah.
Hit the button, cut him, get it out the way.
The more and more I'm talking about it, the more I'm going, Wilson, they quarterback fast.
Yeah.
I know we need one, but y'all division is slowly starting to pull away.
Y'all play in a children's division. I don't care. Y'all can wait 3 years. I hate my division. I hate all of them. I hate all of them. Like even golf. Not very talented, but your play caller is.
Mm-hmm. When you have a coach that can scheme for you, and scheme for your skill set, and he's got the KYP behind him. Know your personnel.
Yeah.
Guess what? He gonna shine. He gonna look like he's one of the top quarterbacks. We know he's not. Oh, we damn sure know he's not.
Sometimes.
But he look like it.
Sometimes it works out. The other two guys you mentioned, special. Really, really special. Broncos and Raiders. You guys can have at it. I have nothing.
Nelson Aguilar hate you.
Hey, my man left Philly and became a reliable, consistent, three-level wide receiver that they thought they drafted.
Like he became that guy, and I just
he really did.
Oh,
did you see what he did on the? I think one of the deep passes last week, Carr threw. The job he did is setting the DB up, the leverage that he took, and then stemmed him. Is like
he stemmed him.
If you was doing this there, like Philly would be, like it would have been your town. But hey,
he stemmed him and played back out, adjusted for the ball in the air.
Yeah,
like that annoyed me because that's the stuff we wanted out of him, and it bothers me now that he's like, oh. I'm a wide receiver. Got it. Okay.
My man out here shining. Just Raiders. All right.
Gruden's doing a good job, man. It's just they're a well-run team. Like if they can sneak in the playoffs, they could upset somebody.
Yeah. They what's it called? Carr is also finding a way to extend his career too. He's been acting out under Gruden. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders too, but shout out to the Broncos, man. So Jerry Jeudy, he showed out last week. I don't know if y'all watched, but he showed out last week, man. He's making a point right now. Make sure y'all understand. I'm putting all y'all on notice right now. Just understand this. I know I'm in Denver in the high altitude, and I get it. Y'all don't want to watch. But trust me when I tell you, it's something special brewing out there. They need more pieces around them. But I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one.
Yeah, this wide receiver class as a whole was crazy special because a lot of people were talking wild on draft day about where people went, but regardless of where they went, people are just producing. I don't care where they went. You felt they went lower they did. Be honest. It felt like one of those weird things where everybody low-key ended up where they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, where they all kind of ended up in places where they could all be utilized, right? Now, obviously, if you shuffle them, everyone wouldn't be as useful in everybody else's current spot, but it works. Like, it was a really good class. It was a deep class. And, you know, like I said, draft night, everybody's going crazy a couple of days afterwards, man. It looked like all the teams that got their hands on them, only people that should be upset is the people that didn't get wide receivers out of this class.
Right.
Ones that did get him, man, look, we sitting here laughing at Kirk. And your organization is inept as they are. They accidentally went and got you another good wide receiver. You get Justin Jefferson after you found out how to not use Diggs. You get rewarded. Like, how do you do that? It's interesting. Then, you know, like you mentioned, Judy and Denver, they still got KJ Hamler out there, like,
right,
which is uber crazy. Like, ain't nothing but separators in Denver. And you got Ruggs, you know, Ruggs in Oakland or LA or whatever, Vegas, wherever they are. And then, you know, going into next year, you got a whole another mob of these dudes coming out. It's you know, well, you know, the other half of Alabama's wide receiver core. Again, speaking of people that downgraded by going to the NFL, Tua downgraded. Adding his wide receiver core in college was far superior to what he's had in the NFL. Might be for a while. Seahawks Rams division game, so fun times here. Me personally, I don't care either way. You both have more wins than my group. Beat the hell out of each other. Have a good one. Don't care either way. But no disrespect to Jared Goff. Y'all know my rules. I don't bet against Russ. So
yeah, period.
I feel like I got a simple rule. You're never safe around Russ. You don't bet against Russ. If you are up, pray. That's it. That's all I got. You can go ahead, Rob, and work our way down.
I'm going with Russ, MVP of the league. Or soon to be, my bad.
All right. Nothing else to add here.
That's all. Oh, wait, I will say this. Their defense is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God. Yeah. I rewatched that game earlier today. Dude, they're bad. Like, I know Josh Allen showed out. I get it. And he outplayed and all that. Dude, that defense is trash. I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually sat and watched the game, and I said, "Ew, that's not gonna work." It's like y'all not win to me playoff games like that. But I'm not betting against Russ though, so yeah, I'm gonna take the Seahawks.
Justin,
yeah, Russ ain't gonna lose 2 in a row. That's pretty much it. I mean, the Rams, it's gonna take a lot of McVay to win this game, and at some point, you're going to have to rely on Jared Goff to do something. So, yeah, Seahawks.
Jesse.
The same. I ain't betting against Russ and that mutant of a receiver they got. I mean, that dude is insane. Like, I've never seen anything like that outside of Calvin Johnson. Like, even Calvin Johnson didn't have that kind of breakaway speed that he has. So it's, I don't know. You gave that guy to Russ.
Yeah, that was my issue on draft day. Yep. Mm-hmm. That right there. Yep. Bothered the hell out of me. Yep. Mm-hmm.
My guy said we should call him Galvatron.
Nah, that's
I like that. I truly like that.
Oh, we saw Megatron. This is the rebuilt version of Galvatron, baby.
That's baby T.O. That's what he was when I saw him in college. Is what he was when. For me, that's what he's going to be for a while. This is baby T.O. Like you said with the breakaway speed. Megatron's obviously faster in a straight line or what have you, but the thing with T.O. is when he got by you, man, you ain't really catch up to him. That man hit a whole different gear. I don't care if it was, you can call it a 4-5, whatever you want to call it. He had that Jerry thing where once they got in front of you, you chuck the deuces. They just got dumb fast. You can put the stopwatch away. And DK reminds me that. And then with the contact, they eat it. They embrace it. It's like, ooh, hit over the middle. That hurt you, not me. Hurt you. Ooh, this is gonna hurt you. And they keep going. So yeah, shout out to baby T.O. in the division. Yeah. Move on. I'm now sad. Thanks, guys. Yeah. It's all right. We got to baby something else, but we need a quarterback so we can use it. Niners Saints. But like 25. Like Saints by 25. You guys can go ahead. My only That's all I got. You can start, Jesse. Go ahead.
Yeah, Saints, and it's Saints. I got nothing else, literally nothing else for this game. In some weird way, possibly like two great franchises with I don't know. I got
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Who are you guys getting back? Like, is anybody coming back off the COVID list?
All your receivers.
No, a quarterback not coming back off the COVID list. We ain't got a
quarterback. I'm talking about like everybody else. Is Rick James still playing?
Richie is probably playing. I don't think Debo is. I think Ayuk is back. I think Trent Williams is back. Raheem Mostert is not back. A lot of the people that might come back, they're trying to make weight because they have a bye week next week. From 2 weeks from now. So the game against the Rams is when they should look like I think as healthy as they've looked all year, which is weird because it's been a walking ambulance. But it doesn't matter, dude. Who cares?
Well, I'm going with the Niners just because y'all got great crap in y'all team, and they're gonna win. What you trying to do?
All I'm gonna need everyone here to do that's watching is y'all remember this day, this moment. So when I am unbearable come draft day to this dude, and all next year, y'all remember this moment because I'm going to be just. It's all right. Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm trying to spice it up, man.
Ain't nothing to spice up, dog.
There's a game that Kyle's gonna pull up by like that Kyle's gonna single-handedly win it, but it probably won't be this one. They just missing too many people, and I just can't never trust the Saints. I just don't. I mean, they have they're like I would view them the same as the Bucks. Like they have that roster, and they should be able to play with anybody. But I mean, it'll work for Sunday, but it'll catch up with them later. So I'm gonna go Saints though.
Yeah, it's like for me in a regular year, I would have laughed at the Packers last week. It should have been the typical result. It usually is. Hit them a little bit in the mouth, they go away. Everybody's happy. Feel the same way about the Saints. You ain't got nobody to do nothing, man. Just catch these 20-point L's and keep it moving. That's it. Ravens Patriots should be fun. We got Lamar, got Cam. You saw the thing that came out today. Justin and I have been talking about this for a while, for quite a bit. But Lamar was on Rich Eisen's show. He called in, and he was talking to Rich Eisen. He was like, pretty much like, yeah, man, get to the line of scrimmage. They calling out our stuff. They already know what's coming. Yada yada yada. It's a Greg Roman effect. Lamar saying I'm kind of sick of that, but I'm Mama Business, been there, know what it looked like. You gonna have to out execute the plan that everybody knows is gonna happen. So I'm gonna pray for you, Lamar. I'm gonna wish you the best. If you want, throw in some cap tapes, drop back, stop counting, stop reading, just leave. That's the only way to fix his offense because it's trash. It's trash. Everyone knows what's about to happen, literally in the order. It's like hitting the suggestions on Madden, but in the same order every other week. Like we go forwards and then backwards. That's the Ravens offense. So shout out to Greg Roman. You guys. And then, the Patriots coming off a win. How about that? Yeah, go ahead. They came off. I can't left the part out that they won. Like, go ahead, Rob. They won.
I want to pick the Ravens in this game, but something got me leaning toward New England in this game. I don't know if it's because of Bill. I don't know. I really don't know. But they're playing at home. I'm gonna go with New England.
All right, Justin.
I keep wanting to think the Pats aren't dead. I just, like you said, probably just so much because of Bill.
I'm telling you, man.
Like at some point, they're going to figure out how to use Cam. I really do. But I don't think the Ravens are the wrong team to play just because the Patriots' strength is that coverage, and the Ravens don't need to throw the ball. And the Pats lost so many guys up front. I feel like they're just going to muscle them, just keep running the ball down the throat and beating them up physically. And then that defense, if you're not getting separation, which they don't, it's going to make it tough on Cam. So I'm going to go Ravens.
Jesse.
Yeah, I'm going to go Patriots too. I think the funniest thing about the Rich Eisen interview with Lamar, the very next question he asked him was, so how do you fix that? Or how do you solve this issue? And his answer, he could have summed it up in one word: me. Like, how am I supposed to fix this? Like, just because he had literally said, he's like, I hope we go into halftime and figure this thing out. Like, he literally was saying, without saying, this ain't my problem. This is something coach got to fix. So if that's already happening, then that means that guy across in New England is going to throw everything that he possibly can throw at you. So, I see New England winning that game.
Well, I got a key matchup in this game thing to watch is number 52 on the Patriots. Probably the slowest linebacker I've ever seen. So him and Lamar is probably a bad situation. Just watch. I know what Russ did to him on other Sunday night games. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
Are we sure that's the slowest linebacker I've ever seen, Justin? Because there was one who played for Alabama, played number 33.
Slowest,
who I don't like.
Slowest still playing linebacker.
Okay.
Ordinarily in a regular year with the Pats, like they had their regular defense there, I think they could do some things to annoy Baltimore. But our walking unit of mummies ran for like 2+ on those guys. Baltimore will be fine. No, they're not going to throw forward passes. You're just going to catch all these runs. All right. You're going to catch all the runs. Like Greg Roman's going to look like the greatest. He's in his bag already and the game didn't start. This is one of those games where you just be like, that one. A little bit of this. That one. Who are those? Like small up front. Like it just doesn't matter. Like we got bad offensive linemen and they were kicking their butts.
Right.
We got people that have been benched, people that probably won't be on the roster next year, eating against the Pats. Baltimore should be all right. Now, if they're not all right, hey, John, you're going to have to do what you did, to one of them guys a couple years ago when you got the coordinator up out of there. It might be time. I've been thought it was time, but, we'll see. The wait is on. All right, 2 more games left. We got the Chargers and Dolphins. Herbert, Tua, Rob, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins on this. I didn't even realize I was picking them anyway because I just like Tua. I like the just what he's got going on in Miami. But I didn't realize that the Chargers were 2-6. Jeez. Like that's bad football, man. A lot of bad football. I like Justin Herbert. Don't get me wrong, but I like what Miami's doing better. And apparently the Chargers can't figure out how to win games anyway, so I think I made the right pick regardless. So that's good. Right on.
Justin.
The Chargers have that like miniature version of the Falcons type of thing where they can find a way to lose in almost any situation. And I just think with what's the coach for the Dolphins, Flores,
yep.
He's gonna have Herbert's head spinning, with those blitzes and people moving around, and even like Tua's not gonna put up the numbers that Herbert or Burrow gonna put up because he's on a good team. They're playing to win, and this is a team that has the parts built around them, and even like kind of like how the Niners were last year, they're a year or two ahead of where they expect to be. So this is a good team. So if he's got to run the ball, he'll run the ball. If he's got to throw the ball. Like that's the way they're playing. And I think there's more like Tua brings that team to another level, but they're not dependent on him, which that's probably what he learned from Bill.
Jesse.
Glad you talked about Flores because that's one of the things that I'm truly impressed with him. His coaching job's been absolutely amazing. Coming from New England, you kind of expect it, but at the same time, you look at other coaches from New England and didn't have the same. It just didn't feel the same as what's going on right now in Miami. And the crazy part is, he got out on that Fitzpatrick slide early. He knew what was coming, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna beat this before the curve happens." So with somebody having that kind of insight, okay, we're gonna bring the kid in now. And just the way that team's been playing, it's like, he just knew he's a great coach. He really is. So Herbert's going to be looking at different schemes, different looks, and it should be interesting to see how he plays in this game with that kind of coaching on this side of the field. So Dolphins, I'm picking them to win this one.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going Dolphins. Flores be cooking up some stuff. And like you said about one of the things with the the guys that come from New England, Vrabel and Flores were some of the guys where low key with New England, like when people start hyping their coaches, just watch the sideline in tight games. I swear Bill be cutting off like they not allowed to talk no more. Like Bill cuts the cord. Because like you see Bill right in at halftime, right? And then low key, like for example, I'm sorry, Lion fans, but I know he cut the cord on Patricia on a regular basis. Because bad things would be happening for a half. Bill just like, all right. Get to the second half. Patricia walk around that headset and the little speaker, it never comes down.
Never comes down.
He just walking back and forth. Because hey, look, Dad's in control again. They're like, nah, you're not doing this.
Right.
I don't trust you. No. Oh, Detroit to take you. Like
so he doing what big brother do little brothers when they play video games. Give that don't work and be like, no, you playing. You playing.
Nah, because he told him. Nah, unlike his brother, you tricked the little brother. He told him, like, give me that, dog. Like, no. No. You're messing this up. Give me that back. And like with Flores, we saw with the pass to the Rams in the Super Bowl, like that was Flores. It wasn't even Bill. That was all Flores that cooked that up. Mm-hmm. So you see the difference in terms of the level of trust and the type of acumen he has. Like, yeah, you know what he's doing down there. Like Dustin said, Herbert's off to a good start. He about to see some stuff he ain't never seen because one of the things that got like overlooked, I feel like, in the Dolphins and their free agency spending last year, because it wasn't a bunch of big, sexy names or whatever, man, y'all let that man go get 2 cover corners.
Yeah.
Like quietly. What does New England like doing? You go get you a cover corner. That man was like, I'm going to give me 2. Let me give me 2. And then I'm going to draft 15 nickel corners. One of y'all got to be good at it. And then what's it called? Don't they got a bunch of Patriots in their linebacking core and stuff? Like, they went in like, oh, you guys can't stay? Come down here. New England, South Beach. Come on. He's working with stuff that he's already familiar with. Like, he's doing a great job and not shocked in the least bit. Last but not least, hey, bear down. We got the Bears taking on the Vikings. Monday night, I will be tuned in, ready to go, rooting for my other team. And Kirk Cousins got a great record. In case you're going to pick the Vikings, this is a very fun record. Kirk Cousins primetime games, not exactly fun for him. 0-9 career-wise on Monday night. So we got that going up against the Bears. Ability on offense to just not do stuff on purpose. What's going to give? We'll start with you, Rob.
All right, well, you guys have a good night. No, man. With everything that you just said with Kirk Cousins and he doesn't do well in the bright lights, like I think they're still going to end up winning that game. Like the Bears are not going to be able to put up enough points.
Don't you judge Kirk's Monday night performances.
It ain't going to be him. It's not going to be him. It's going to be Dalvin Cook. Did you forget about that guy? I know you didn't forget about him.
Dude, he's been on other teams during this time to get to 0-9 with good players, and he still found playing to get to 0-9.
So you say it's that bad?
Hold on. At least 2 of these games, he had a McVay or a Shanahan calling things.
That's facts.
Sir, I'm just simply saying. Something got to give there, and these are 2 immovable objects.
I feel what you said. I really do. I don't know, man. That's just the confidence that I have in this Bears offense right now. I just don't have it. And the good thing that they have in their favor is 1, that Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins, and 2, that defense is not very good for Minnesota right now. They're like, I don't know. They were good at one point, and then all of a sudden they just kind of fell off the face of the earth this year. It was really weird, but well, somebody's going to be picking the Bears. I'm going to pick the Bears, man. Even though my heart's going to hurt Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
But I'm going to pick the Bears, man.
How are you 0-9 with the weapons you've done had in those nights?
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll mute my mic. Go ahead, Justin. I'm gonna be quiet.
My question is, how did they put him on 9 times on Monday night?
Actually, 10 times because this is the 10th time.
This will be 10.
We're gonna go 0-10. I'm gonna go 0-10. The Bears defense is gonna pull it out.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins threw the ball 14 times last week and found a way to get sacked anyway. Like, it's just, like, how do you do that? You threw the ball 14 times. You threw the ball as little as possible, and you found a way still to get sacked. Like, you threw it like 3 to 4 times a quarter and found a way to get sacked. Like, so, yeah, it's going to be that. It's going to be that, and Nick Foles probably having to throw the ball like 25 times. And I think the Bears will find a way to pull it out.
The only way this thing goes into Vikings' favor is if the Bears don't capitalize on the 5 opportunities they're going to get to score defensively. They're going to get 5 opportunities to score defensively. If you get 3 out the 5, you won the game. You already outperformed your offense. Capitalize on the 5 opportunities. You're getting 5 opportunities. At least 1 strip sack. There's going to be 1 loose fumble. There's going to be 4 really bad reads. So just, Tayshaun.
Eddie Jackson's going to get one. Eddie Jackson will score.
You said what?
Eddie Jackson's going to get a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The defense is going to have to score in order for us to win this game. We can't do it on the offensive side.
It's a good thing you're playing Kirk, isn't it?
Cordero's going to kick back.
No, he's in the backfield. He can't do that.
Oh, they took him off of that?
He's still back.
I mean,
if you're a running back, change your number. Just change your number. I can't watch 84 running the ball. Like, that don't seem right. Change your number. Like, somebody do something about that, please, because that just feels wrong.
That's like putting 76 back there, like just
right.
Some random dude, like, yo, let's get to this team.
16. Just have a dude back there running the ball.
You guys are so mean. Cadero's out here trying to earn a living.
That's how you know you ain't got no high scale offense when you just putting 84 back there. Like, can't get much worse.
Let me make this very clear. I am not mad at Cordero Patterson. Not at all. Because he's a football player. He really is, man. And the dude is athletic. And you put him somewhere, he's going to do the job. That's fine. But he's not a running back. He's not a little league. I'm not going
to Bill used him as a running back.
Well, I'm not going to pull little Johnny off the bench and say, hey, Leon is hurt. I need you to go back to. Remember we talked about it on Monday at practice. I need you. No, you don't do this professional football. What are we doing?
Hey, you know the craziest thing to me?
Draw it up in the huddle
with y'all.
Like this. I'm gonna go this way. You gonna block up there, right?
I mean, you do what you got to do, right? But like the craziest thing to me is like if you look around the league, there's people with less athletic ability than Cordero Patterson, and people find a way to use them. Like, how? Like, I don't get it. Like, literally, there's 3 teams you've played this year that have used far inferior athletes in multiple ways. And y'all just, like, take handoffs. Take another handoff.
Yeah.
What did I tell you? That's an adjustment on the head coach's. Man, we're not going to do this again, man.
The Rams let Robert Woods run jet sweeps and reverses. Y'all have Cordero freaking Patterson. Robert Woods is so slow.
You see how Wilson keep throwing? Y'all see how I keep throwing the fuel on the fire, right?
Oh no,
that's what the going to get.
Nope, you started to disappear now. This is all on you. This is me all the way until draft day.
Was the moment? I'm like, we gonna keep going? Oh, okay, I know what this is.
All the way. I told you that was the permission for me to accept that I'm allowed to be as petty as possible. We will carry this all the way out.
I ain't even mad, man.
I'm looking forward to another incredible draft day trade.
Please
call
it. We definitely appreciate everybody for watching. And Tessie, we'll go ahead and call it even because that was a low blow. That was uncalled. We still get draft picks from Mac.
Thanks for Fred Warner.
God.
I hope y'all win the rest of y'all games, man.
Hey, I wish the same to you.
That's terrible.
Well, thank y'all for hanging with us tonight, man. Hopefully we'll be back next week. If we are back next week, it'll be Thursday. It won't be Wednesday. So you guys have a good week. Enjoy your teams playing. Enjoy your fantasy options. Don't take anybody for San Francisco. You will not get any fantasy points. So my guy sent me the other day, like, man, I picked your defense. I was like, why the hell did you do that? I'm like, don't tell me. Man, what y'all defense do? If you called me, I would have told you no. I don't.
Right.
What did you think was going to happen, sir? They were going to stop someone? Interesting. So away. Y'all have a great night. We will see y'all very, very soon.